Hi, I'm Janie Helms, and I'm going to do a 5-minute lesson that kind of shows you my essence of how I like to teach or show or demonstrate things in my classroom. Normally, I want the kids to see where that lesson is going to apply in their life, whether they just see it on the side of the road, whether they have to do it to go buy groceries or eventually pay bills, maybe doing something specific in their house. Usually I want to connect the material to something. I used to do an earth science class where when we talked about convergent plate boundaries and an accretionary wedge, I used to use the example of spreading butter over bread. And as you spread the butter over the bread, some of that butter likes to fold up over the back side of the knife, so it builds up. And, you turn it over and wipe the knife to clear it off on both sides, but land can't do that, so you get the buildup of an accretionary wedge. So usually there's that real, something they can physically see with their eyes to understand what they're learning. So my little lesson is going to be math geared, and it's going to be about solving like terms. So I'm going to go here to my piece of paper, and they would have had a previous lesson on what a variable is, and so now I would rephrase that. I would say, all right, we have a variable. We know that it can be any letter, X, A, B. I'm going to use an H and a P in my example, but these letters can represent anything. So when we talk about like terms, we'll go over that in a previous lesson that 2x is a term. Y is a term. Negative 4b is a term. So when it comes to adding like terms, that means that they have the same variable. So I'm going to use an example. I got a bunch of highlighters and pens here, and I'm going to group them. I'm going to do highlighters and another highlighters, and I got a pen. So in mine here, I'm going to use an H to represent my highlighters. So over here, I have 2 highlighters. I got 2 H's. And I got 2 pens. I'm going to use P for pens. And then over here, I got 2 more highlighters. Okay, well, we can see that, well, I don't just have 2 and 2. Altogether, I got 4 of these highlighters. So the H's are the like terms. They are the term that is representing the same object or the same number. Maybe each of these highlighters represent the number 2. But I got a 2 here, a 2 here, a 2 here, and a 2 here. So altogether, I got 2 of them plus 2 of them. So I got 4 highlighters. The pens, they're already together. I can't combine them. That's a different object, a different number that it's representing. So I'm just going to bring that straight down. And then I can do another one. Let's say I had 2x plus 4y plus just 1x minus 2y. Well, my x's are the same, so I got a total of 3. And then I got 4y, but I lost 2 of my y's. So I had 4, I minus 2, I'm left with only 2 y's. So this is what I would do. And I would go through several more examples, a lot of different scenarios, probably more positive and negative numbers, and then eventually I would give my students an assignment over that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of my essence of how I like to teach my lessons. Usually there is a visual effect involved in some way, and I apply that to both my math classes as well as my science classes. Thank you.